is you have where people have to go and click on something to get somewhere else. So if you go to the website now, they have to click on a certain thing to get to here, to get to here. And so really on all what we want is a design that's just user-friendly. People aren't they're having to search for the information. They can just, it's easier to find on the website.
And I stress that because as we're making changes to these ordinance and giving it out to the community, then of course we wanna even that out and make sure the community has access, quick access to anything as soon as, we're moving, we're giving them, giving them. So that's why I'm stressing that let's try and focus on that, to move that a little quicker, so we can put that out there to have quicker access and the community has access to all of the information.
And we're working with our engineers on replats and plating for some of these developments that are coming in. We're already got the ball rolling on some of those. We also are doing some of, we have a housing subdivision that's in the rezoning stage. We had a preliminary conference with the developer and discussed that, where they've already requested their application, so we have some affordable housing coming in soon as well. So, and again, the reports from my staff, code enforcement has done an excellent job along Oak. There's one lot that just bothers me, and today he informed me that we finally found the owners, and they will be addressing that on our Business 35.
Good.
We'll get.
Good information and good topics to talk about.
If there's anything else you all would like to see, please communicate that with Mr. Reyes in any of our reports that we present to you all monthly, and I'll be glad to incorporate that if I've left anything out.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Any other questions?
No.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
Mayor,
I got one.
Okay, hang on just a second. City Secretary, did you note that Aurora came in at, Councilman Garza came in at 6:19?
yes, sir.
Okay, all right, very good.
Rachel.
Rachel Parker, sir.
This isn't really
Have I
open
been-
session, but,
Oh, okay.
okay, all right.
I think Mr. Othello had it.
Yeah, ma'am, we have our Parks Department Director.
Good evening. On my one report, I'm gonna make it really short. Basically what we've done at the library for facilities, we went ahead and cleaned out the back room, installed some of the, removed and installed some of the metal shelves, and gotten that back room ready for the mat room. I'm also still looking for the vendor to remove the carpet. We're gonna remove the carpet off the whole entire library. And I'm also looking for I got a couple of quotes to repaint the interior of the whole library in the inside. As far as the parks, we've already started our construction, so I don't know if anybody been out there. We went ahead and got 48 tons of Diamond Dandy infield dirt, so we got some tournaments coming up this next week, so we're pretty much rushing up on getting those fields up to par. So we've already we also had to make some time to get the practice fields for the Little League graded, so we went ahead and rented out a grading to take care of. We'll do the last touch-ups on the practice fields next week. So before the 19th, we'll have the infields or those practice fields ready for the kids to practice on. Morenna Park, all it's inside the restrooms, we've removed all the toilets, all the lavatories, and replaced them with new ones. We repainted the interior, walls, the floors, added new lighting in there, new dispensers and so on and so forth. So it should look real nice when we open up the doors, when we get that park going. My right-of-way crew, they've done all the city quadrants, have been completed. They've also cleaned up the fence line at the Civic Center. They've also helped out to remove and replace some of the shelves at the library. The facility crew has started to clean up the library's community room, so that's getting back up to par. I know that, remember, months ago, we had a whole bunch of paperwork in there and all that, so it's pretty well cleaned out, so we got a little bit of boxes in there still left over. The chamber, if anybody's gone through the chamber, we did that new driveway, so that came out real nice. We repainted the interior. The sign should have been up last week. The outdoor sign should have been, but they had some weather difficulties in Abilene, so, and now they're in Tennessee. So whenever they get done with Tennessee, they'll swing by Pearsall and put that new sign up there for them. And all our vehicles, we take care of all our vehicles, got them all winterized. We just went ahead and picked up our Z-Track mowers and our gators. We sent them in to get them checked out, so get ready for the new year. Any questions?
Ram, thank you very much. I know your staff does quite a lot.
Fred, Mayor, Fred, can you give us an update on how this Moreno Park is being funded? This
Yes,
project?
Moreno Park, received a grant, ran in August, September, we had a check cut for a little over about $200,000. And that is covering, that is through the Kate Marmion Foundation. That is covering the expense to the park. And so I think overall, the improvements to the park was running around $200,000. So it is all funded through a grant fund. And we are, I'll go into other grants that we're applying for, but that is, from our end, it's
On the
less.
park, the reason for the renovation for the park was,
It's strictly for for Moreno Park.
Yes, but-
We,
we had to renovate it because of,
because of the grant.
no, because of the ADA purposes and,
Well, we didn't have a playground, I believe.
No, we didn't have a
pulled that.
playground.
yeah.
The playground was demolished, I don't remember when, it's been.
It's been a while.
Been a year or so?
Yes.
It's been a while, so we now, we're gonna have a new playground that's gonna be compliant ADA, we're gonna have all of the bells and whistles, if you will, you'll see some, you wanna go kind of what's good, that's gonna include, Rams?
They're gonna include, well, of course, if you see, I mean, I don't know if you get the pictures up. They went ahead and set up they're working 7 days a week. They started, I think, it was February the 2nd, on a Saturday, Friday or Saturday. And first thing they did, they put up the security fence up. They started cleaning up, they started taking everything down. They demolished all the picnic tables. So some of the picnic tables are still there, some of them are already in the dumpster and the roll-up being ready to be disposed of. They finished some of they're about 90% done with the playground equipment. So what's after that, they're gonna bring in let's see, I got my notes here. They're gonna bring in do the landing areas.
Shade, you have shade.
Shade cover's gonna be coming up pretty soon. What else? The picnic tables are gonna be the last one to come in. Those are gonna have some shade covers to them with barbecue pits. And we got a cornhole also coming up, I think there's about 2 sets of those coming up also. So park's gonna look real nice. So like I said, there's a picture of all the picnic tables already demolished. We're leaving the cement slab on there to reset the new picnic tables on it. And they're saying about maybe another half a month, they'll be done.
I have a comment. And the reason they're asking too, and I'm pretty sure it's the same thing, we're getting all the static that we're using money to do this, but what about the streets? They need to be, our community needs to be educated, or y'all need to put it out there that these are grants that are getting for specific, projects to do, not getting from anywhere else. So they need to be like, when we put that out there, I think it's safe to put it out there, hey, this was funded by a grant. It's not that we're taking money from anywhere else.
Right.
Because they're getting a misconception of how these things are being funded and assuming.
And state that the grant is solely for the purposes of,
Right.
renewing this park, because they'll come back at us and say, oh, well, you had grant money to do the park, well, whatever's left over, you can do the streets, but no, it's solely for the purposes of redoing the park.
And that information was released back in January.
We
when
had
we received the
initially,
grant.
Things on the
initially,
MRC website.
we had released it initially, and sometimes, quite frankly, unfortunately, we have to remind folks. It's an unfortunate thing, but we had released the information.
And I put an article in the paper about 3 weeks ago that highlighted this, although it was, but it listed the money that went specifically to this.
Thank you.
I'm excited.
It is good.
I'm really excited to see.
Thank you, Ram. Appreciate what you guys do. All right, moving on, next up, Fred, you have something?
Yes, EMC strategies, Mayor, I just want to give you guys a quick update. If you look on page 41 of your packet, I want to give you some updates as to what EMC and we, the city staff, are working with, and council's aware of some of these things, or most of these things. We have a SAM agreement that council authorized a few months back. One of the first things that the EMC was pushing forward, and what we did was, we had the SBA out of San Antonio, the office came in, they were mobile unit on February 1st, and they were here from 11 to 2. My understanding, and I wasn't able to make that event, but my understanding is the event was well attended. So kudos, congratulations to the folks, and so I think, at the very least, the EMC deserves some credit for that. They do have other things, I'm not gonna go into everything, but I will mention the Veteran Administration, is also, working with, EMC in the city. We're looking at coordinating, with the San Antonio branch for some events, and working with the County Veteran Service Officer, for events for veterans. One of the things that we've talked about, council, so you're aware, and so just a reminder, and also to the community, is we're also applying for a community project fund request. If you don't know what that is an earmark. For the Pearsall 35 wastewater improvement project. And the wastewater improvement project is the water and wastewater line that are running down Business 35. We anticipate receiving a significant amount of funding for the water project. We are still waiting for funding for the wastewater project. And we applied for funding to the Water Development Board. We're anticipated to receive, if all goes well, $14 million for water projects with a 70% loan forgiveness. We also would like to see the same thing for wastewater. So if, I'll let you do the math. If we have a 70% loan forgiveness on $14 million, Mayor, I'm sure.
Yeah, not, but like 4 million.
It's basically $9 million to over $9 million that the city will not have to pay that. So I just want to make sure and point that out, that those are efforts that have been going on for almost 2 years. That we're finally starting to see something. Thank you. So anyway, want to make sure you know about that. EMC staff are also coordinating with the USDA Rural Business Development Grant Program. There's not going to be any matching funds to this. It's basically what Ernie refers to this as a business incubator. We are still hoping, and we still plan on, note to this, we're still working with the Chamber of Commerce. We would like to incorporate and include them in this process. I've been in contact, sent emails to the Chamber President, and they assured me that they are gonna get going in the next few months. They've been working, but I know that they're waiting on a couple of things. We do anticipate we've already turned the building over to them, the old Chamber of Commerce, and so that building is now, what they're managing. We are gonna, in essence, probably this coming month, turn off the utility service and have them start paying utilities and some of the things they need to get done on that. The other thing is we have the trip to DC scheduled for April 21st to the 26th. City council members know that, the ones that know that they're attending, those will be the dates. There's another coordination of a workshop with the South Texas Junior College, Pearsall ISD, and the Middle Rio Grande to develop a certification program for high demand jobs in Pearsall, or Frio County, excuse me. The other thing I wanted to mention to me is we're also looking forward to submitting a grant for, it's called the Thriving Community Program Grant. It's to the Texas Department of Transportation for a planning grant for the development of a frontage road along Highway 35. So along 35, where we have a 3 or 4 mile stretch of no frontage, this is the first step that we want to take to move forward. And a lot of it, quite frankly, again, Mayor and Council requires studies and analysis. It's not something that it's easy to get around. And I think that grant is no matching. It's for a $2 million planning grant. That's kind of where we are.
Thank you, Fred. All right, with that, Judge, come to give your report. I think, Council, if you turn to page 34, that's the page of Judge's report. Welcome.
Good evening, everybody. try to keep it, short, sweet, and simple, like, Councilman Leal likes it. We got all the sharps pretty much, so far as revenue coming in January, we're above, last year's. The total amount of, compliance dismissals been 32, dismissed after deferred disposition 21, which I'm reading off of that maroon one right there. And I know it says 2023, but it is 2024. It's a little typo there. Social proof of insurance 0, transportation code dismissals 1, dismissed by prosecution 3, true city cases filed 14. Of course, these are new cases. They're not follow-ups from previous ones. New cases filed 133. Total cases disposed 97. So far here, we haven't had one. This is our off month that we either have the truancy court or show cause. And cases appealed to the county, none. So far as the OCA, that's pretty much their magistrates at the county jail during my turn on call is Class A and B misdemeanors with a total of 12 offenses, felonies 9. Class C misdemeanor warrants issued 0. Class A and B misdemeanor warrants issued out of our court for the City of Pearsall Police Department 3. Felony warrants issued 2. Emergency detention warrants for MHMR 1. Pretty much in a nutshell, that's where we're at. Anybody got any other questions or something that I've
Any questions for our judge?
might have overmissed?
All right, Judge, thank you for the report.
Thank you.
All right, council. Moving on to item, presentations. We're going to 6A, Mr. Mario Oviedo Jr. with the San Antonio Food Bank. He's owing an introduction to us. Mario is a good supporter of the city. We're grateful that we have a location here and, meeting before.
Sure, yes.
Thank you, Mayor, Manager, City Council. For the record, my name is Mario Oviedo Jr., Chief of Government and Public Affairs at the San Antonio Food Bank. And on behalf of our leadership, our President and CEO, Eric Cooper, and our board, our organization and staff, just thank you for the leadership that you give to the City of Pearsall and the residents that reside within. My comments are going to be brief. You know, times are tough. I just came back from DC. I was there last week for a few days. We've been advocating for the Farm Bill with Feeding America, our national organization. So 200 food banks across the country and 21 in our great state. We've been asking Congress for some time now to pass a healthy, strong Farm Bill that expired at the end of last September. And Congress kicked the can down the road, so kicked it as far as this next September. So as far as SNAP, formerly known as food stamps, and TFAP, food and nutrition programs that are within the nutrition title, a lot of families and lives are at stake. And so farmers and ranchers, and I heard USDA mentioned earlier, those are vital and important components to people's lives. You know, times are tough for millions of Americans and millions of Texans, and we cover 29 counties in Southwest Texas, so a lot of food insecure families and individuals are counting on us to deliver. You look at climate, you look at crisis across the globe, the rising cost of commodities that we all see and feel. And Congress, as I mentioned, families now more than ever need consensus. So it takes churches, charities, companies, civic organizations, cities and counties, and citizens all coming together to help fight hunger and feed hope. And your support this evening is going to go a long way and make a great impact in people's lives. It's been a privilege to be able to partner with the city. Mayor, you and the manager have been very helpful over the years, and the council has been supportive. You mentioned our facility here at Pearsall. just down the road, so the Frio County Food Bank is what we've entitled it. And we are transitioning that to more a human services type of position where we can not only provide emergency food, but public benefit application assistance and other resources for families. The county, and I do want to recognize them, Frio County has provided us great support over the years, so the judge and the court help us nourish residents outside of your city, but also within. But in places like Dilley,